This is a GBN Luncheon edition of news for today, Friday, June 26th, 2026. Coming up in the news, E2C2 campaign launched to boost national energy savings, and Grenada first in the OECS to launch nationwide vision care initiative. In the region, death toll could rise to thousands in Venezuela as recovery efforts continue. On the international front, UN pauses Strait of Hormuz the evacuation plan after cargo ship attack. And in sport, West Indies dismissed Sri Lanka. That was yesterday despite the server's century. We have details of these plus other stories when we return. The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Bryden and Miners. I am Christlina John. Minister for Climate Resilience, Kieran James, has launched a new campaign aimed at helping Grenadians save on electricity bills. Speaking in Parliament, Minister James announced the E2C2 campaign, which will educate the public and encourage energy-saving habits in homes, schools, businesses and government offices. Over 15 workshops have already been held, training more than 180 people on practical ways to reduce electricity use. The campaign will target both public and private organizations. Minister James emphasized that the cheapest energy is the energy not wasted, urging everyone to use electricity more efficiently. She said every household, school, business and government office has a role to play in using energy more wisely. She described the E2C2 campaign as a key part of Grenada's efforts to cut energy costs, boost energy security and protect the environment for the future. Minister James said energy efficiency must be practical, inclusive, disciplined and people-centered. Moving along, Grenada is the first country of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, the OECS, to launch the Restoring Vision initiative. The launch took place on Thursday at the St. David's Health Center in Malmount. The distribution began yesterday for eligible residents receiving free reading glasses through the primary healthcare network. The nationwide program to improve access to vision care and reading glasses is being implemented by the Ministry of Health in partnership with Restoring Vision. Over the next 12 months, the program aims to provide 50,000 Grenadians with near vision eyeglasses to help address age-related vision loss. Minister of Health and Wellness, Philip Telesford, said they are not only improving eyesight, but rather improving productivity, dignity, and people's well-being.
Close your eyes for a moment and just imagine being acutely short-sighted or blind. Feel the sudden distance between you and the world. The names on a school book that blur into shapes, the faces of loved ones that lose the detail, the road ahead that becomes uncertain. That chilling sense of disconnection is not just about sight. It is about missed lessons, lost wages, curtailed dreams, the quiet shrinking of a life once full of possibilities. This is why a simple pair of glasses, a timely screening, and a caring hand to guide someone to care are nothing short of transformative.
Chief Global Affairs Officer at Restoring Vision is Ambassador Keisha Maguire.
Right now, there's over 1 billion people who live with avoidable sight loss. Not incurable, it is treatable, right? And it is preventable. And one of the most common causes of avoidable sight loss is what we call presbyopia. A person can see clearly, they can earn more because they don't have to now fall out of working. For example, think, as I mentioned again, a tailor or a seamstress. If you're not able to thread your needle, you're not able to do your needlework close up, it either slows your work to a crawl, or sometimes you're not efficient enough and you don't get the work. So it really and truly, by restoring your vision, you can now earn more, contribute more, and participate more fully in the life of your community and your country. So this really and truly is development. It is resilience. And this is vision in every sense of the word. In fact, eye health is a critical catalyst to achieving the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development because it contributes to at least 8 of the Sustainable Development Goals.
Senior Community Health Nurse Audrey Lyons provided an overview of how the distribution would take place.
So here's the distribution schedule. For the St. George's Health District, the distribution will be held at the St. George's Health Center and the Grand Anse Medical Station every Friday from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., commencing Friday, July 3rd. The St. Patrick Health District at Surtees Health Center every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. At the River Sally Medical Station on Mondays from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., commencing July 6. The St. Andrew Health District. The distribution will be held at the Granborough Health Center and the Paradise Medical Station every Thursday from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., commencing July 2nd. For the St. John St. Mark Health District, distribution will be held at the Guava Health Center and at the Victoria Medical Station every Tuesday and Thursday from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., commencing July 7th. Carriacou and the Petite Martinique Health District. The distribution will be held at the Hillsborough Health Center on Tuesdays and Fridays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. At the Leicester Medical Station, Tuesdays, every Tuesday, 9 a.m. to 12 midday. And at Petite Martinique Medical Station, every Thursday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., commencing July 7th. For the St. David Health District, well, of course, following the launch today, the distribution will be held at the St. David Health Center every Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., and at the Penmotor Medical Station every Tuesday from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Health officials say the initiative will also integrate a vision screening and eyeglasses distribution into primary healthcare services, making access to basic vision care more readily available in communities across the country. And finally, on the local front, the grounds of the New Life organization in Palmis was buzzing with activities on Thursday as students proudly displayed the skills they acquired through NULO's training programs. Visitors had the opportunity to view exhibits featuring food preparation, craft work, vocational projects, and other practical skills developed through the organization's educational and empowerment initiatives. Chief Executive Officer of the institution, Sister Margaret Moore, speaking to GBN, said there is a difference between working in an academic environment than working in a technical environment, as the technical requires more financial resources, and that's where the businesses came in. The CEO said yesterday's exhibition was a way of saying thank you to the businesses that continue to support the institution.
Close your eyes for a moment.
Technically, the first, but NULO has had the privilege of working with so many businesses in Grenada, not just during training, but a lot of them are employed. Almost every sector in Grenada has NULO trainees. And what we do usually is behind the scenes. A lot of people don't see what goes on. And so this year we decided to be a little more public So not just for the trainees to show some of the things they have been learning. There are departments that started only this term, but they're already exhibiting things that they are learning. But also for the businesses to show some of the products they have been supporting us with.
Cecilia Moore also highlighted some of the displays that individuals were privileged to see.
So we have a number of departments. NULO has 16 departments, but we have only about 6 or 7 of them that are exhibiting today. We have from the cosmetology department, specifically nail and hairdressing. And then we have the businesses that provide the products we use for the trade, so you will see them together with them. We also have computer engineering. They have certain things with robotics, certain things with security and engineering, all that going on. We have solar, electrical installation and plumbing. And these are supported by Ramdani. We have Southern Electrical, we have EcoBlue, and then we have the Ministry of Climate Resilience.
The CEO of NULO also expressed her excitement at what her students have produced and is already looking forward to the next hosting of the event.
Farming trainees in particular, they just started their training this term, but they're already putting out so much. So I am very excited as to, by next year, when we have this again, what they would be putting out, right? We also have the early childhood department. It's one of the technical, most academic programs here, because those who do the program are trained to be teachers in the preschools. And so they learn to make teaching and learning materials, write stories, and learn to teach in general. And then there's a center in the middle there where we have recyclable materials turned into treasures. So all kinds of things people would call garbage. We have one sister in that particular department, Sister Therese. They have given her a name. She gathers the trash and makes it a treasure, right? So when you get there, you will see how many things have been made from that. We have the healthcare department. You can check everything health related, right? And then from the supporters also, we have the Ministry of Social Development.
NULO has long been recognized for providing training and development opportunities for young people and adults, helping them gain practical skills that can lead to employment, entrepreneurship, and greater self-sufficiency. On this note, we end the first segment of the news, which came to you compliments Brighton and Miners.
GBN Masology is back. We're officially on the road to spice up the Carnage 3.0. And it all starts here. Live from GBN Studios every Friday at 1:30 p.m. Streaming across GBN platforms, bringing pure energy, culture, and spice man's vibes straight to your screen. Hosted by Charlton. Powered by Graphic Sound System. Featuring fresh faces and seasoned stars. Masology is what the culture takes center stage. WhatsApp 407-8458 now to secure your spot on Masology. And don't miss the repeat broadcast at 8:30 p.m. This is Masology, the heartbeat of Spice Mass. Don't miss it.
And now for a look at what making news across the region. While the death toll could rise to thousands in Venezuela as recovery efforts continue. We have details in this OCM report. This segment of the news, though, the second segment, comes to you compliments Fortune Foods Limited.
GBN Masology is back. We're officially on the road to spice up the Carnage 3.0. And it all starts here. Live from GBN Studios every Friday at 1:30 p.m. Streaming across GBN platforms, bringing pure energy, culture, and spice man's vibes straight to your screen. Hosted by Charlton. Powered by Graphic Sound System. Featuring fresh faces and seasoned stars. Masology is what the culture takes center stage. WhatsApp 407-8458 now to secure your spot on Masology. And don't miss the repeat broadcast at 8:30 p.m. This is Masology, the heartbeat of Spice Mass. Don't miss it.
President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali has extended Guyana's solidarity and support to neighboring Venezuela following the devastating back-to-back earthquakes which struck Caracas. Dozens are dead and hundreds are injured. The authorities in Venezuela believe the death toll can climb into the thousands. In a message of sympathy, President Ali expressed sadness at the scale of destruction and loss of life caused by the disaster and assured that Guyana stands ready to assist within its capacity. Guyana and Venezuela have not been the best of neighbors over the years. In her response, Ms. Rodriguez said Guyana's message reflected solidarity, respect, and a sense of neighborliness during a difficult time for Venezuela. She said yesterday the exchange underscores a moment of regional support and humanitarian concern as recovery efforts continue following the earthquakes. Meanwhile, Delcy Rodriguez has visited some of the hardest hit areas by the earthquake. She's promising to help the people affected by the disaster. She was grateful for the help promised and coming from countries.
And we are now declaring a state of emergency, as provided for in our Constitution. I want to thank the governments of the world that immediately after these earthquakes occurred, contacted Venezuela to offer solidarity and support.
Meanwhile, the opposition in Trinidad and Tobago is not satisfied with the government's offer of help to its neighbor, Venezuela. In extending her sympathy to the government and people of Venezuela, Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar said on Wednesday night she stands ready to assist. But the leader of the opposition, Penelope Beckles-Robinson, feels the expressions of the Prime Minister are not good enough. There have been tensions between the governments of the two countries in recent months. Ms. Beckles-Robinson believes in this disaster, such rifts must be set aside.
This government has decided that the people of Venezuela, if they request support, then they will be prepared to assist. You have to remember, death and disaster is a time when you forget whatever personal issues that you have. I mean, we are talking about diplomatic relations. And to me, it would have given Trinidad and Tobago an opportunity to actually demonstrate that, listen, notwithstanding whatever, this is a disaster.
She told a news conference yesterday she has reached out to Venezuela's ambassador to Port of Spain. And Transport Minister Daryl Vaz is urging motorists to clear outstanding traffic tickets prior to the implementation of the demerit point system to take effect in Jamaica on October 1st. The demerit system comes under the new Road Traffic Act, which was passed back in 2018. Speaking at a news conference on the demerit point system implementation, the minister yesterday noted that motorists have until September 30th to clear their traffic tickets. Mr. Vaz clarified that the implementation of the system is not a punitive measure, but a road safety mechanism.
The demerit point system is designed to address these challenges by promoting compliance with the Road Traffic Act and deterring repeat offenders. It is not intended as a punitive measure, but as a road safety tool that encourages responsible driving and helps reduce dangerous behavior on our roads. Motorists who settle their outstanding traffic tickets and become compliant on or before September 30th, 2026 will not be adversely affected by the commencement of the system. This period provides an opportunity to regularize records, settle outstanding tickets, and ensure compliance with the law.
Mr. Vaz further stated that the ministry has taken the step to further modernize the road traffic legislation, which the demerit system falls under as a means of strengthening enforcement.
Have you heard about the news?
with us. And now for a look further afield, where the number of people killed in 2 Venezuelan earthquakes continue to jump, with 2,980 people injured. Acting President Delcy Rodriguez said it comes as international rescue teams join the search for survivors. Her details in this report.
At least 235 people have been killed and more than 4,000 injured after twin earthquakes in Venezuela as rescuers continue to search for survivors. The quake struck on Wednesday, a magnitude 7.2 tremor, followed just 40 seconds later by a 7.5 quake, the most powerful to hit the country in more than a century. More than 200 people are still believed to be trapped under the rubble, and the number of dead is expected to rise significantly. Freelance reporter Catherine Ellis has been talking to people in Caracas from the Colombian border with Venezuela, saying the financial burden of rebuilding will compound the hardship already facing ordinary Venezuelans.
We don't know, we can see the extent of the damage, but we really don't know what that is yet, what that's actually going to cost. But apart from actually rebuilding the country, it's like people's lives as well. People in Venezuela, people worry about putting food on the table, like what they're going to eat. And hospitals, like I was thinking today, the hospitals will be overwhelmed. Normally when people from Venezuela, they go to hospital, they have to pay for not only the medicine, but even the gloves that the doctors and nurses wear, or the alcohol that they use. They have to use every last kind of bit of their money just on these resources. So it's a really worrying situation for.
Still on the international front, the UN's International Maritime Organization, the IMO, has paused the planned evacuation of more than 11,000 sailors stranded in the Strait of Hormuz after a cargo ship passing through the waterways was attacked. IMO Chief Arsenio Dominguez says several boats have already been evacuated, but the agency wanted to ensure that necessary safety guarantees will continue to be in place. Here's more details.
The United Nations Maritime Agency has halted its evacuation of 11,000 stranded sailors in the Strait of Hormuz after Iran's Revolutionary Guard struck a Singapore-flagged cargo ship near the Omani coast. The attack has raised questions about how the White House will respond, with US crude for August delivery dropping more than 1% on Thursday and Brent crude falling below $72.51 a barrel. Iran had warned it would deal with any vessel using a new route through the strait that Tehran called unacceptable. Mitch McCann has the story from New York.
Another consideration here is regarding how the US may respond, given that oil prices have plummeted, meaning that gas prices here and airfares are likely to come down in the coming weeks. The president will be cautious of the political implications if this war flares up again. So on one hand, he may be infuriated by these reported strikes in the Strait of Hormuz, but on the other, he may be cautious of the implications politically if he strikes back.
That's your international outlook. Stay tuned, just put in highlights are up next. Well, just before lunch, commentators indicated that it was a good morning for the West Indies. West Indies was on 89 for 1 just before lunch. Well, in yesterday's match, Sri Lanka captain Danenya Da Silva struck an unbeaten 120 to lead his side to 308 all out on the opening day of the first test against the West Indies in Antigua. Coming to the crease with Sri Lanka in early trouble at 42 for 3, Da Silva steadied the innings with a century, sharing key partnership with Dinesh Chandimal, who made 54, and Sonal Dinshu, who added 43. For the West Indies, Justin Greaves claimed 3 wickets, while Kemar Roach finished with 2 for 32, leaving him just 4 wickets shy of 300 test wickets. The host resumed today on day 2 with openers John Campbell and Brandon King at the crease after safely negotiating the final over of the day. We will rejoin commentators just after this newscast. Stay tuned, we do have a recap of the headlines when we return. Recapping the headlines that made the news today, E2C2 campaign launched to boost national energy saving, and Grenada first in the OECS to launch a nationwide vision care initiative. In the region, the death death toll could rise to thousands in Venezuela as recovery efforts continue. On the international front, UN pauses Strait of Hormuz evacuation plan after cargo ship attack, and West Indies dismiss Sri Lanka despite the silver's century. This has brought us to the end of the luncheon edition of news for today, Friday, June 26, 2026. On behalf of the entire news team, I have been your presenter, Christlina John, thanking you for having joined us.